What's going on, everyone? It is official. The Los Angeles Lakers have their three two-way spots officially locked up, and they got Alex Fudge, Hodge, and Colin Castleton. The Lakers signed Alex Fudge to a two-way deal after waiving Cole Swider. This was something that I thought was very foreseeable. This was something that I kind of, if you watch Summer League, that was kind of pretty obvious. Alex Fudge showed a lot of great glimpses, a lot of great flashes, and Cole Schwider just showed that he's a guy that can shoot the ball very well, but doesn't provide anything else. And I think Alex Fudge at 20 years old has a lot of upside, a lot of intangibles, and just a really quality player that the Lakers can kind of mold, grow, and develop into that real 3-and-D style rotation wing. And you can't have too many 6'9" defensive wings, right? Hodge gives you that 3-and-D at the shooting guard position. 6'4", he really showed that he can lock it down on the defensive side and shoot that ball. A KCP style player. Then you get a guy in Colin Castleton, guy that can do a little bit of everything for center, right? He's a floor running big guy that can block shots, a guy that's just lethal with the pass, right? I mean, he had some really good look ahead passes, some really good just like precision, like right in between the cracks. This dude is just, he has the potential to kind of have the full package there. Kind of be a Marc Gasol level type player. He really kind of reminds me of like a Marc Gasol. Now, will he ever be as good as like prime Marc Gasol? Who knows? We'll see. Time will tell. But these are three guys that the Lakers have to develop, and I'm excited for that. But starting with Alex Fudge, again, he's a guy 6'9", 7-foot wingspan, can legitimately lock down the opposing team's best player, right? I referenced him as like a Jared Vanderbilt. It's kind of the pro comparison that I really like and compare him to. He looked like Jared Vanderbilt out there. Has the foot speed, has the same level of athleticism, has the length, the agility, everything you need. Now, Jared Vanderbilt is arguably top 5 when it comes to just perimeter defense, one-on-one individual defender. So if Alex Fudge could become anywhere close to that, then that would be amazing. But Alex Fudge does have some nice intangibles that just even Jared Vanderbilt doesn't really have much of right now, right? Alex Fudge, he was a guy that showed that he's actually comfortable at times kind of creating his own shot, beating guys off the dribble, right? He's not great at it yet. Again, he's very raw, very raw. He had some brilliant moments, and he had some like, this dude looks lost out there on the court moments, right? But again, 20 years old, in the summer league, going to be in the G League, needs development. I'm sure he's nervous. He's trying to impress. He's on an Exhibit 10, so he's overextending and doing too much, right? So I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. Lakers really like this guy. Lakers worked him out twice just to really get a good look. So this was a guy that the Lakers were high on. This is the guy that the Lakers thought had potential and continues to have potential. And I expect the Lakers to kind of mold him into a Jared Vanderbilt. It gives them Jared Vanderbilt insurance. Jared Vanderbilt's due for a new contract. Does the team try to overpay him and force the Lakers' hand? You know, does he end up wanting to go elsewhere, right? Maybe, you know, Rui and with all these other wings and stuff, if Jared Vanderbilt doesn't develop this better three-point shot, maybe he doesn't get as many minutes as he would like, you know? It just gives them the possibility. Or, you know, Rui Hachimura, what if when his contract's up? What if he's like, you know, hey, I'm out of here, I'm done. Well, now at least you got another perimeter defensive style wing that could play the 3 or the 4. He's 6'9". Again, it's just not saying that any of that will happen, but it's nice to have that comfort of like, well, we got Alex Fudge, right? But you have to develop him to that point, right? He has a solid looking 3-point shot. He has a solid looking shot, period. He just needs to develop that. He had his moments where he was knocking that thing down and looked comfortable out there and was able to create his own shot. Jared Vanderbilt, he's been working in the lab like a madman, right? I expect him to be much improved this year in shooting the ball and just overall offensive game. But at times he just looks uncomfortable on the offensive side, right? He needs to work on his hands. Well, Alex Fudge seemed to be pretty comfortable in that regard, right? Like there was, again, times where he was going coast to coast, times where he was crossing dudes up, beating them off the dribble. Jared Vanderbilt, I'm not saying he's not and capable of it, but he doesn't seem as fluid. He doesn't seem as comfortable. He needs to work on his ball handling. He needs to work on his hands. He needs to work on several things, right? Just as Alex Fudge does. Alex Fudge is also 20 years old. Jared Vanderbilt's just kind of emerged into this guy and the last, 2 years or so. And so Fudge, if you can kind of follow that same trajectory and maybe even be a better offensive guy, that would be huge for the Lakers. But time will tell. Again, we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but the promise of the future is great with Alex Fudge, in my opinion. Colin Castleton. Can't go wrong with Colin Castleton. This is a guy that I legitimately think, like right now, you could throw in for 10 minutes a game, and I think he'd be fine. Right? Of course, he's gonna have his blunders. He's gonna have his rough moments. He's gonna, he's gonna, have his struggles. Right? He needs better discipline for sure. One of the biggest knocks on him was just him being a little too foul happy. Right? I mean, he was averaging like 6 fouls a game in the summer league. I mean, he was foul happy. So that just shows that he needs a little better discipline on the defensive side. But he's got good athleticism, floor running big, a guy that can pass like the best of them out there. I mean, that dude was wheeling and dealing, which is really nice and a real luxury to have, because he's a guy that later on down the road for the Lakers, you could even run your offense through at times. That is huge. To have a big man that you could just dump the ball down to, and he's really good at surveying the floor, reading it quickly, and then getting the ball out of his hands or getting up a shot. I love that. That's what you want to see. I mean, he has those veteran instincts, and I mean, he should. He played 5 years in college, so he should have those instincts. He should have that understanding, that level of maturity. Again, I'm not saying he's a guy that you could throw in 30 minutes a game and he's going to give you 20-10. But I do think he is a guy, even right now, that you could legitimately throw in 10 minutes and he's not going to mess it up, right? If you have a lead, he'll help you maintain it. If you're losing, he'll keep it close and maybe even help you get that lead back, right? Like, he's a guy that I think if he's your third big right now, I don't think is that bad of an idea. You got to be patient, though. You got to allow him to work through his kinks. I don't think that that's going to be the case. I think, Lakers will keep him on a two-way. He'll probably get some spot minutes here and there over the course of the season, especially like the games that Anthony Davis is out and stuff. The Lakers could easily just throw him in. But this is a guy that I wouldn't be shocked if in 3 years he's our starting point guard, or starting center. I really wouldn't be surprised at all. And, I mean, his ability to just run the floor, dribble, handle the ball, he's comfortable in that spot. He doesn't panic. He can knock down the mid-range, shoot that little elbow. He's got to work on his three-point shooting, but I believe that can come. He's got a good-looking shot for a big man. Like, this is a guy that I really believe could be a 20, 10, and 5 guy. Like, no joke. I really do. I am super high on Colin Castleton. Time will tell, right? Everything takes time. He's a couple years most likely before he really starts getting an opportunity with the Lakers. But if he just keeps showing the promise that he has, this is a guy that, I mean, even as your primary backup big, right? Because Anthony Davis, Jared Vanderbilt, Rui Hachimura are probably your front court for the foreseeable future, right? So Colin Castleton probably is going to be at best your backup center. But I mean, so as your backup, if he can be like a 10, 7, and 4 guy, right? Like that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. I'm really high on Colin Castleton. Now, maybe I'm a little overly optimistic, if you want to say that. Wouldn't argue with that. But I'm usually pretty spot on with these guys. So I do. I really like what we're seeing from him. And then lastly, Hodge. KCP. I mean, it's really the best comparison. I mean, Hodge himself said he modeled his game after KCP. He's KCP 2.0. Same height, same size, same shooting, like everything. Like they're uncanny. This guy is a guy, he I think is the most ready out of everybody. Because if he was to make the Lakers roster, he's a guy that, like, he wouldn't have to do much. Just play his game, right? Guard the guy in front of you and hit the open three. Like, that's his game to a T, right? Where, like, Colin Castleton, he's a center, right? So he's going to have to bang and guard against, like, the Joel Embiids, the Jokic's, the Steven Adams. Like, he's going to be going up against the, Valanciunas's of the world. These, big burly type centers that are just going to be banding around. He's got to also kind of be responsible for protecting the rim and blocking shot and, like, rebounding and doing all this stuff, right? If Alex Fudge was to come in, he's got to chase around these guys out on the perimeter that are, it just, Hodge, if he came in, it's very simple. You're the 2 guard, shoot the ball. If you can get it off, guard the guy in front of you, right? Like, he's not going to be asked to do anything. He's not going to be asked to, like, handle the ball and go create a shot and, create for others and do all this other stuff. No, it's going to be very simple. Come in, be a rotation guy. Like, Hodge is a guy that I think you could play legitimately 10 minutes a game and he could have an impact. And I actually think he may end up getting more minutes than anybody as far as, like, the two-way guys this year, because you can make an argument the 2 guard is, like, the thinnest next to center, and I think the Lakers go get a center. Now, the Lakers aren't so thin at 2 guard where it's like, oh, like, what are we going to do? Like, no, like, you have Austin Reeves, you have Max Christie, D'Lo could play the 2 if you need to, Taurean Prince, Cam Reddish. Like, you have options, but if you just, you're going position for position for position, Demoy Hodge may end up getting, a couple games here and there, especially if, like, Austin Reeves has the night off or D'Lo has the night off, right? And maybe they move Austin to the 1 or Christie has the night off, right? Demoy Hodge might actually get some minutes here and there, and I really do think can make an impact. But regardless, I'm pumped for the Lakers, three two-way guys. Talk about an abundance of riches. Talk about just, having quality talent for the future. Just think of all the potential future pieces, right? Like I said, you got Demoy Hodge, Colin Castleton, Alex Fudge, right? That's not even counting, like, other guys like Scottie Pippen Jr., who could very likely be a backup point guard at some point. He reminds me of Tyus Jones a lot. But even on the roster right now, you got Austin Reeves, Max Christie, Jared Vanderbilt, Rui Hachimura. Hopefully you can keep Jackson Hayes long term. Hopefully you can keep Cam Reddish long term, right? You got, Shafino, Lewis, 2 guys that I'm really high on. I really like that the Lakers drafted. Like, the future's bright for the Lakers. They might be very good for a very long time, right? So that's good. I mean, right? Obviously we want to win championships, but you also want to be relevant too. You know what I mean? Like, so hopefully these guys can continue to grow and be a real fixture for the Lakers for the foreseeable future. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? What do you think of our 3 two-way guys? Which one's your favorite? Hodge, you like Demoy Hodge? Do you like Alex Fudge? Do you like Colin Castleton? Which one do you think will get minutes this year? Again, how do you feel? Whatever your thoughts are. Love to hear it. Let me know.